I realized there is a hidden monster under my couch. It all started when my food kept falling, when I'm trying to eat while I'm at the couch. Sometimes I even cleaned the mess or just kept it under the ground. But whenever I get back to my couch, the food is always gone. I know that no one has been cleaning it up since I am the only one of the house, and it's suspicious because the table is slightly been moved than the normal position of the table. So obviously I just moved the table to the normal position and ignore the fact that there's a monster under the couch. One day after, my food fell again, but this time I will wait till it moves. After an hour staring at it, it's still there. So I just put my phone to the view of the full couch while getting ready to pack my things to go to my favorite place. And if you're thinking I forgot the phone, I didn't, because the one I left the phone is my other phone. After 2 days, I just came home, and I knew the food was missing, but thank God the phone was still alive and it's only at 6% and captures everything. And then I watched the full footage, and there I saw why the food kept missing while no one's even cleaning it. I saw a white figure coming out under my couch. I got chills and had a feeling it's staring right now while I'm watching the video, but I still watched the full footage. The white figure got up and took the food. I couldn't see its face, but I know it's scary. I stopped at the video where it goes under the couch again. After that, I put my phone on the couch and slowly, getting up and slowly, crouched. I was so scared, but the mystery has to be finished. Before my head touches the ground, my vision slowly getting blurred. When I woke up, I realized that I was now laying. While I am at the hospital, I saw my family around me, and it was like 7 p.m. The doctor told my family that I am now awake. My family talked to me for a while, but then it's the time they go home. I was at my mom and dad. I can finally rest until the doctor rushed on the door and turned of the lights. He said, it's here, don't make any noise. I was afraid, and I saw a brightness from the outside, and there it was, the white figure on my couch. Duty days. It is a dreadful mandatory 24-hour watch manning and not leaving the ship. A massive aircraft carrier, to say the least. It was my turn in my department to stay on the boat, and that means I had to sleep there. Our sleeping quarters is 2 decks below the main deck. It had a little common area where people could watch movies or play cards. The rest of the space was what we would call coffin racks. Imagine 3 beds stacked on top of each other, about 3.5 feet apart, just enough for your elbows to be bent so you could use your phone. Well, my home was the middle rack on the far left of the room, away from the door. The layout was designed like a big circle with little cul-de-sacs to fill in the space efficiently with beds. I'm explaining the layout to help you imagine what it could look like. For this story, it was a holiday weekend. My ship had let half the crew on holiday leave, so those who had duty usually stood duty alone. Now, I don't have a problem with staying on the boat alone. I have done it plenty of times. Everyone is usually too tired to give a fuck about anything and just want to sleep. The ship is kind of eerie when it's empty, but it didn't bother me. I found it kind of peaceful, like NYC with empty sidewalks. It's 11:30 p.m. I just showered and was ready to call it a night. I hop in my little coffin rack, close my curtains, and I doze off. It's extra quiet today. I can hear the ship moan and groan. It was subtle noises from the pipes and the background ship white noises. It was honestly helping me fall asleep. A few peaceful minutes go by and I'm finally relaxed. Bang, bang. Unknown. Loud sounds wake me. Startled, I get up, turn on the lights, and investigate. I see no signs of anyone or anything unusual. It's just the ship, I think to myself, and turn off the lights and try to go back to sleep, thinking nothing of it. 2 minutes go by, bang, bang, closer this time. Pissed off, thinking someone is fucking with me, I get up quickly, turn on the lights, and jolt straight to the door. No one. Not a soul in sight. Not even footsteps the metal stairs make to get to our space. Still mad, thinking someone is messing with my sleep, I check the space to make sure nobody else is in it. Discovering I was alone, I wanted to see what was making the noise. So I banged on the little walls of the beds, and it mimicked exactly the bangs I was hearing. After realizing what was making the bangs, I was a little thrown off. Thrown off because I was alone, and that means nothing around could make that sound twice. Tired, pissed, and confused, I get back to bed and play it off. Not 5 seconds of closing my curtains. Bang, bang! Louder and closer this time. I grabbed my wallet, phone, keys, and got the fuck out of there. I slept in my office space after with all the lights on. This wasn't my personal experience, but was one of my teachers back in high school. It was our exam week, and every exam we get a proctor to watch over the class and tend to their questions. I was in 7th grade back then. We were given an hour to complete the exam, and luckily there was still spare time left. So he asked us if we wanted to hear a story. It was a rainy day back then, which he probably thought of sharing it to us since it was cold and cozy, and so that the students will be entertained with the remaining time left. He said it started on, I think the year was 2006 or 2007. I forgot. It was when our events center was just being built. He was also the proctor of the same room where our classroom was. The room is kinda normal actually, very similar to any other rooms in the school, though what bothers us is in the whole building there is a small room beside the chalkboard. Was painted in white, but the doors were shut with nails and a huge cross in the middle. Yes, I'm in a religious school even till now that I'm in college. The door has a glass pane so we can see through it. Oh yeah, fun fact, it was also my mom's room when she studied there. So back to topic, he handled an exam like the one we had as well. After the exam, he counted the papers, on which it was 36 rather than 35 because the students present on the day of the exam were 35 only. And he was skeptical. He said that he asked the other teachers if they had a student named after the paper. The faculty said no, but what's strange about that paper, he said, was the color of the pen and the date. Usually, no one is allowed to use blue pen, but the ones on the paper was a light blue color. And the date, he said it was somewhere in August of 1980 something. And then he proceeds to check the paper. He said that it was so bizarre that the only right answers were at the even numbers and the wrong are at the odd numbers. In our exams, usually we were to shade the answer on a circle from A to D, and at the back part would be an essay form or whatever the teachers would agree to with a specific topic relating to the subject. And he said that the essay part was the worst one. It was in topic, but rather, I'm not sure what was it, considering it was a long time ago, but in the terms of like, the light will seek the truth, as if it wasn't weird enough the pen got lighter and lighter until the words weren't readable. Our class was very noisy after that, but then he continued. Then he said since we were in a religious school, they asked priests to come look at it, and they didn't have much to say to it. When the day of the exam results came, he was at the same room in class again, and they were like having a lesson. When suddenly, the girl in the middle seat of the room screamed. When my teacher asked what it was, she said that she saw someone floating outside the window. Mind you, our classroom was at the 2nd floor of the building. Everyone then looked at me. Why? Because I was at the freaking center of the classroom, and my teacher even pointed that she sat on my freaking seat. He said that, after that incident, the priest blesses the building, and yeah, that's all. The letter was then, I think, sent to a higher place. And all this happened 8 years ago. I haven't gone back to our school for like 3 years now after I graduated high school.